Good morning, Knicks Nation. It is Thursday, December the 14th, 2021. I hope you all are well this morning. I hope you're healthy. I hope your needs are being provided for. Double blessings on those that risk their lives in the healthcare field to take care of sick people, and also those that pick up garbage, and also those that drive great distances in large 18-wheelers across the country to provide food for us and other things, without which we'd be panicked if we didn't receive those shipments. May they be safe out there, and double blessings to all of them and their families in this era of COVID and economic hardship. So there was a basketball game last night between the New York Knicks and the Brooklyn Nets at Madison Square Garden. The Knicks lost the game, 116 to 109. A couple things. First off, it's like, how do I say? It's almost a waste of time to say, but we shouldn't get too high and too low about the Knicks. We should remember what the goals were, what we were supposed to be at the start of the season. We should remember it's a developing team. You're going to have times when they look like world beaters, and you're going to have times when they look like they can't beat a G League team. Okay? We're developing over the course of a season. Okay? So those things have to be kept in mind every game they play. Last night, the Knicks lost to the Nets. And basically, what the Nets had was Kevin Durant and Joe Harris and a bunch of guys that we may not have even heard of. I mean, some decent players, but no world beaters. Durant had 26, played 30 minutes. They had 29 assists. They had seven players in double figures. See, this is the thing. Again, I want us to remember the focus for the Knicks this year is to build a foundation of defense. When the Knicks do not play good defense, we're going to lose. Period. Okay? And when I say that, I mean they have to play good defense for 48 minutes. Not 24, not 12, not 36. It's got to be 48 minutes of good defense. Okay? It's nice, for example, that Emmanuel quickly played 22 minutes, scored 19 points. He was an offensive threat. And I know people get hyped about that, but he sucked on defense last night. He absolutely sucked. There was a guy on the Nets that they got from Bruce Brown. He scored just about all his points one-on-one against Emmanuel quickly. And again, I have to be patient because I wasn't expecting Thibodeau to play or to fall in love with a guy like that. I mean, I know he likes quickly, and a lot of us like quickly, and I believe he's a guard of the future for us. But that defense is terrible. It's absolutely horrendous. He was getting destroyed last night. Bruce Brown just ate him alive last night. Okay, that's number one. Elfrid Payton. Thibodeau designs defenses so that the worst shooter on the floor can get an open shot. Preferably a mid-range shot, because those are the lower percentage shots. And, and so that way there's a higher percentage they'll miss, and then, his team would get the rebound because he focuses on rebound. That's like a overview of a Thibodeau defense. Very, high level overview. So he wants the worst shooter on the floor for the opposing team to take the shot from a mid-range, even long range, so that there's a high, and then he wants our team to out-rebound the opposing team so that we have the advantage there, right? But teams also do that against us. And they want Elfrid Payton to be open and shoot. And he does shoot. And we know he can't shoot. Elfrid Payton is at his best when he's offensively, when he's slashing, when he's going to the basket, when he's trying to create things in the paint. Okay. So teams are shutting him off from that, backing off of him and allowing him to shoot wide open shots. And it's hard to watch. It's hard to watch. And so I think most of us realized and understood even before the season, Elfrid Payton is not an NBA level starting point guard. He's a backup. That's his best position, at the backup spot. And I'm hoping that Thibodeau, I'm hoping he makes a change at the point guard. I'd rather even have Emmanuel Quickley, because Emmanuel Quickley's a rookie and he's playing like a rookie, but at least offensively he has something to bring to the table, even though last night, like I said, I can't remember the guy's name. I have to keep looking at it. What's the guy's name? Bruce Brown. I can't remember his name. Bruce Brown was eating him alive last night. That was a problem. See, we got to do something. I think, to me, that is the most glaring thing. I am seeing the Knicks in the beginning of the season were playing tremendous defense. In fact, as we mentioned, they were number one in defending the 3-point shot. I haven't looked at it recently, but I'm sure they have dropped, because our perimeter defense has deteriorated. And a couple of times last night, when I see Elfrid Payton, who's only out there for defense and being steady, be late on a rotation and the Nets were hitting threes over his head, that's a bad sign, brethren. That's a bad sign. So we have to really shore up our perimeter defense. That being said, I believe that we will shore up our perimeter defense over the course of the season. I believe we will. Last night it was good to see Obi Toppin. He only played for a minute, but just to see him on the floor and look like he can move very well and look like he's over his injury, that was a good sign. So we need that depth. And so for him to be coming back, I know they're playing Cleveland on Friday. So for him to be coming back is a good thing. Hopefully he comes back and contributes. I'm still not understanding why we're only seeing Mitchell Robinson 33 minutes a game. The last game we won, he played 41 minutes. Last night he brings 12 points, 10 points, 12 rebounds, 2 blocks. He was +5, I think. We need to see him on the floor more. I don't know why we don't, but I mean, like I said, I'm expecting over the course of the season that, because of the staff the Knicks have and the analytical staff that they have, that they'll, this will be figured out over the course of the season as they develop. RJ Barrett, he was okay. He scored 20. He hit a couple of threes, a couple of open shots, which was good. Hopefully he'll, break out. This will help him break out of his slump. He's worked hard on it. Him and Emmanuel worked hard on their shooting. You can see it. Emmanuel, I think he was, on 3-pointers, he was like 2 of 3 or something like that, or 3 of 4, 3 or 5. He shot very well last night. He shot the ball well. He was aggressive, and that's good. Defensively, though, it's hard to watch. Hard to watch Emmanuel Quickley on defense at this point. But he is a rookie, so that's what's going to happen. Julius, it was Julius. He did, one thing, another mistake I felt, and I told some of y'all this, and some of y'all, tripped, but I feel like that when the Knicks play the Nets, they should put Mitchell Robinson on Kevin Durant. He's got the agility, he's got the athleticism, and of course he's got the length, because Kevin Durant is about almost 7 feet tall, and he's highly, highly skilled with the ball in his hand, obviously, and as a shooter and as a ball handler. And so he needs somebody with length in front of him. He was just shooting over Julius Randle. Now, Julius Randle was trying his best. I mean, to hold him to 30 points, I say hold him because Kevin Durant was lights out last night. But Julius tried his best, and that's what to me, last year, previous Julius Randle wasn't, this would have been much more of a disaster, but he was trying his best, and he was, giving as much as he got. I like Julius Randle game. He played 40 minutes last night, and he played the Julius Randle game, okay? If it wasn't for him, it probably would have been a blowout. So I'm not going to criticize Julius Randle, but I do think they should have Randle on DeAndre Jordan and have Mitchell Robinson on Kevin Durant. I think that would slow Kevin Durant down a little bit. What I did like on the positive side is and I don't know why they don't keep doing this, but a couple of times they would double Durant and make him give the ball up. See, I don't understand. That's a basic tenet, but I don't understand why they're not doing that more often. So you double a guy that you know could kill you, and you make somebody else beat you. And so a couple of times down the floor, they made Kevin Durant give up the rock. Okay. Of course, then the ball would swing and some guy, usually it'd be the French guy, Cabarrot, or it would be not Bruce Brown, but it'd be Cabarrot or Jeff Green or Larry Shamet that was hitting the open three. I don't know. We got to do better. We got to do better defensively. We just have to. This is just not acceptable. And I'm sure it's not acceptable to Thibodeau. So, as I said, we're going to go through. Butter did not have a good game. He did not. He didn't shoot well. He didn't defend well. He didn't have a good game. And, I'm with y'all. We need a point guard. And I believe Emmanuel quickly will become that. But dag, man, it's hard to watch in the meantime. Daggone, man. I mean, between the lack of defense, the breakdowns on defense from Quickly, and then no offense from Elfrid Payton or Rivers or Spotty or Streaky or whatever you want to call it. And Payton didn't have a lot of turnovers last night, but the ones he did have were when we were trying to make a run. It's not only the number of turnovers, it's when they happen. And then I realized last night why Kevin Knox doesn't score more points. Okay, what I noticed last night from Kevin, obviously he shot the ball very well last night. He only scored 13 points, but he shot the ball very well last night. He really did. He's become a reliable spot-up shooter from the three-point line, okay? And once even, he got the ball on the three-point line, he went to the basket and actually scored on a driving layup. So he's getting that too. So this is coming together pretty well. What I noticed about him, though, is he's putting most players, put all their energy on the offensive end of the floor, because they want to score. That's what everybody, somebody might sprain their ankle and all of a sudden, miraculously, they're feeling much better when they get the ball in their hand, right? Kevin is putting his energy on the defensive end. And a couple of times, more than once or twice, he'd come down the floor offensively and be almost like very slowly jogging. Like he didn't have the energy and he was conserving it for defense. And a couple of times, he just stands in the corner and it's not even like it's part of the play. He should be cutting to the ball like other players, like RJ. RJ, he's got a motor, RJ, and he cuts to the ball and he cuts hard. And Kevin just didn't do that. One time he's coming up the floor and he had previously hit a shot and the point guard, I don't know if it was Elfrid Payton or Rivers, they wanted to give him the ball, but his back was to him because he was just jogging up the floor, up the sideline, wasn't looking, didn't know where the ball was at that moment. So the guy didn't pass it to him. And so I'm realizing that he's conserving his energy for the defensive side. And, obviously we want him to play defense. And this is just part of his progression. I'm not saying he's going to always be like this, but that's definitely part of his progression. At this point, he's putting his energy on the defensive side and focusing on being a spot-up shooter. And he's doing it very well. I'm just wondering when they're going to put him in the starting lineup or just give him more minutes. Last night he played 24 minutes, which is a little uptick because he's been getting about 18. So it's a little bit of an uptick for him. So maybe this is a prelude to more things to come for him of getting more minutes. I'd like to see him get more minutes. I'd like to see Mitchell Robinson get more minutes. I'd like to see that. So, Kevin played a good game, both sides of the ball. We could have used more of his offense, but I understand. And then Obi, it was good to see him back. Nerlens Noel, he was all right. And then Mitchell Robinson. The fact that he's not getting extensive fouls, you can keep him in the game. I need to see him more. I need to see more Mitchell Robinson out there on the floor. And I need to see less Elfrid Payton and more Emmanuel Quickly. And some of y'all going to hate, but we need Frank Ntilikina out there. Somebody's got to play some perimeter defense because we ain't getting it. We just not getting it. Okay. And he's the best perimeter defender we have. And so, we definitely could use him back. And of course, the two guys, him, Frank, and Burks, we gotta get these guys back, when we can. can't rush them back, but they got to come back. I'm hoping next week they come back. I'm really hoping in a week they come back, both of them. Of course, they're gonna be rusty a little bit, but hopefully, they get back in the flow. We need that perimeter defense because, like I said, for a no-name Bruce, what's his name again? Bruce Brown. You shouldn't have no 15 points against us last night, and a couple of 3-point plays on quickly. That can't happen. So I guess we got to go with the rookie growing pains, right? I mean, we'll take his 19 points, right? We got to go with the rookie growing pains. But, okay, we'll have to deal with that. It's just hard to watch. It's very difficult to watch. I was seeing that boy throw us to the side like he was a rag doll and just go straight at him. That was not good. Not good at all. So, overall, it was a bad loss. The Nets traded for James Harden. He wasn't there. Kyrie Irving is off somewhere, in Wonderland, whatever, and he wasn't there. They had Durant, and we know Durant is a top 5 player in the world. But come on, we shouldn't have lost this game last night. It was just, we lost to a team that they beat us. But I felt like we were the superior team, but they beat us. And look, don't sleep on Cleveland. They just traded. Who did they just get? They got Jarrett Allen. I cannot believe the Nets traded Jarrett Allen. By the way, in my opinion, the Nets got fleeced again. Okay? So yeah, they got the big 3 now. If they don't win a championship, it's a waste because they gave away a whole bunch of draft picks. They gave away a whole bunch of young talent. And, Karis LeVert and Jarrett Allen, those are good players, man. Cleveland gets Jarrett Allen. Karis LeVert goes and takes the Oladipo spot in Indiana, and he's gonna ball right there. Oladipo goes and joins John Wall. If they can keep their legs healthy, they'll be pretty good. But I feel like over the Nets did this to win a championship this year, and I hear him because Durant's 32, so you want to get in his window, which is you got about a 2-year window for him. So you want to win a championship now. And I hear that. But dag, I hate the feeling, being a Knicks fan of giving up 1st-round picks and young talent. That just brings back bad memories. You understand? But anyway, that's their problem. I feel like they're going to be, just like when they did the trade with Kevin Garnett and them for about 2 years, 2 seasons. They was good. They was in the playoffs. They had Jason Kidd coaching in 1 year. They was in the playoffs. And then the coach that used to coach for Memphis, I forgot his name. He's another guy. I could tell you all his history. I can't remember his name. Lionel Hollins. He was on the championship team when he played for the Portland Trailblazers with Bill Walton and them, and they won a championship beating Doc and them back in the 70s. I remember that. And he's become a good coach. He's not coaching now, but he coached for the Nets. They was in the playoff. And then Jason Kidd coached for them, and they was in the playoffs. And that's when they made that big trade and gave away their future. Well, they just did it again. And I think for the next couple of seasons, they're going to be really good. And then they're going to fall off a cliff. And don't let Kyrie Irving is to me, he's a black version of a 1960s flower child. He might just go off the reservation, man. And as great as he is, I wouldn't want that in my team. And who knows what this guy's going to do next. Okay, so anyway, that's them. But we're playing Cleveland. They just got Jarrett Allen. They got some nice young talent over there. Okoro's playing the defense. Everybody thought he was going to play in the NBA. Okay. They got the 2 guards that are really good. So, this is not going to be no cakewalk on Friday. Especially if we done lost 4 straight. We can't take nobody lightly. So, I hope the coach is looking at the film. We got to improve our perimeter defense. I hope they make a change at the point guard spot. I think Alfred will be better coming off the bench if you switched up him and Quickly and put Quickly, and gave Quickly the 32 minutes Alfred got and give Alfred the 22 minutes Quickly got. I like that better. I think we'll have a better shot to win. Anyway, let's keep going. Let's keep grinding, man. I'm still looking at 31 wins for the Knicks this year. I'm still looking at 31 wins because I believe they're going to get better as the season goes on. They're going to get better as the season goes on. They just will. It's just development, y'all. That's what we're a developing team. I hope my man Julius Randle makes the All-Star team. He is definitely putting up All-Star numbers. Make sure you hit that ballot button for your boy. ballot, vote Julius in, all-star, okay, for the East. Shalom.